What's going on, guys? This is DJ with All Day DFS, and I hope y'all guys had a great night. I hope y'all guys cashed in. Let me know how y'all did below. This is the After Dark edition, and guys, I'm sorry I've been gone for a couple days. I just needed a break. Not only because of I've been on a kind of a bad losing streak, not just because of that, but PrizePicks, and not just PrizePicks, but any kind of fantasy sport that you try to play seriously, literally takes up almost all your time. And I know if for any of y'all serious fantasy guys out there, I know y'all feel me on this. Like, I have two toddlers, and I find myself spending more time at the computer doing research than I do with them. So I had to take a break. I had to take a couple days off. Plus, my car accident that I had. I mean, just a bunch of stuff going on, and waking up. As soon as you wake up to get on the computer to do research, or trying to find the early picks, the early locks, the early stats, the early injury news, whatever it is that you're trying to get that advantage on PrizePicks or whatever game game you play, fantasy site you play. I mean, it's just very, very time consuming, very time consuming. So I just needed a break to spend time with my family, spend time with my kids, and but I'm back, and I'm playing light for the time being because, like I've said before in my other videos, I want something to show for everything that I'm doing. If I keep losing, depositing, then basically I never made nothing. Yeah, your winnings show a big amount there, but if you're giving it back all the time and not taking nothing out and not doing anything with it, what do you have to show for it? So I've made my last withdrawal. I left a couple $100 in there for my bankroll. I just lost on just crazy stuff, like I lost on a Montrezl Harrell ejection. I mean, everything else hit that night, but I had him in my big line, so I lost big money on Montrezl Harrell. Lost money on injuries, on rotations. It's just been so crazy. I mean, it's been really bad for quite a few people that I know. Yeah, of course, you still have some people winning, but I mean, it's been pretty bad lately, and it sucks. So hopefully we can turn that around and get back on a roll. Just for an example, like tonight, I mean, I did multiple entries in the fourth quarter, real light $5, $10 entries, and I think I did three of them. It was 1 second half and 3 fourth quarters, and all of them missed. I mean, I had Aaron Gordon and Wiggins. I had Wiggins under and Gordon over. Gordon was on pace. He, did good in the third quarter. Didn't play the fourth quarter at all. Why? I don't know why. Wiggins was going off. Gordon had came on early in the third, earlier than all the other starters. Why don't you bring Gordon back to guard Wiggins and see if he can, stop him a little bit or whatever? Like, I know that. I'm not a coach. Like, Gordon didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, which is just ridiculous to me. I don't know why he didn't play. I don't know why he didn't guard Wiggins and, try to stop him. So, Wiggins went off, so he went over, and Gordon went under, so I lost that one. Then I did another one, quick one, because I was like, okay, I need to, see if I can hit something big. So I did a 5-pick flex, and I did, Curry was just killing it. Curry was killing it, and then Jokic, Jokic, he's gonna get all those stats that he does. So I did those two guys over. I did Michael Porter Jr. over. I think I did Draymond under. I don't know what was the other one, but that didn't hit either. Because why? Because as soon as I hit it, and this has happened to me, I don't know how many times. I mean, you have to hurry up and pick fourth quarter because they'll take it off the board. The closer it gets to the end of the third quarter, so you can't just sit there and wait all night. This has happened to me a couple times already, where I make a fourth quarter pick. As soon as I make the pick, in the next 2 or 3 minutes, boom, it's a blowout. The team goes on a run, and it's a 15-point blowout. So that's what happened. Warriors got on a big run or whatever. They took a big lead. So Curry didn't play much at all in the fourth quarter. So boom, I lost that one. But I made that one with about maybe 4 or 5 minutes left in the third. So I said, okay, I'll still do another one when it gets closer, just to try to cover myself. So as I got to the fourth quarter, close to the fourth quarter, I think 1 or 2 minutes left. I mean, it was a big, I don't know what it was, like 17-point lead, something like that. So I said, okay, perfect. I'll do Jokic under, Curry under, because it's heading towards a blowout. So the blowout kept going. I mean, they had a pretty good lead. But of course, Nuggets brought back their starters to see if they can make a run. So I said, okay. So I was still comfortable because I think there was only like 6 minutes left, which I know Joker can get that anytime anyways. But I'm like, there's only 6 minutes left. I mean, if they don't make a big run here to make a comeback by about 2-3 minutes, they'll take him out, I think. So I had Curry under, Jokic under. I'm like, that one's gonna hit. That one's gonna save my other picks that I did. So what happens? The Nuggets come back in. I think it comes down to like a 10, 12, 14 point lead or something like that. Curry didn't get there. Draymond didn't get there. So I hit those picks. But I picked Murray to go over because I know Murray was going to come in the beginning of the fourth. So Murray went over. He actually went over, and then I think he turned it over on his injury. With 52 seconds left, I think he turned it over. I don't know what happened. So he went back under. Jokic was under for like 2 points. So I'm like, okay, they just lost Murray. Murray looks like he's having a freaking... I mean, I don't know what happened. He broke his knee. I don't know what that's called. All that MCL, ACL, whatever. Looks like a bad injury because he was in big time pain with 52 seconds left, and they're down by like 7 or 8 points. 52 seconds. So I think to myself, I'm like, you know what? This coach is going to be smart and say, you know what? This guy just got injured. There's only 52 seconds left. 7 points, 8 points is too much. Let me take out my starters, and I'm like, okay, at least I'll win the Jokic and the Curry, both of them under. Nope, he left Jokic in there for 52 seconds, and of course Jokic got a rebound, scored a basket. Boom, he's over. So I lost that. I lost all my entries in the fourth quarter, but it's just so crazy because I know that this game is crazy. I know how it goes, and I'm like, I'm going to do different combinations to, like, cover myself because it's just so hard. It's just so hard to win. It seems lately it's just been so hard to win. But anyways, that's my wrap up. That's my little recap. I did hit some winners. I basically broke even for the night. I deposited like $50. I'm like, I'm not going to do a huge deposit. Like I said, I'm not going to give everything that I win back. Yeah, I have money. I can go ahead and make deposits. I can make, I can put in a couple $100 again or do whatever, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. I'm going to try to build it up with that little bit of money. That's a new challenge for me. I'm like, okay, I want to see how far I can get off, $50. But anyways, I broke even, but it's just crazy how it just seems like no matter what you do, no matter how much of a lock, no matter how good it looks, you still lose. Even on two picks, I'm like, 2 picks are the way to go because that's the easiest. It's just 2 players, but even that is crazy. So anyways, I hope y'all guys had a better night. Like I said, I broke even, so it's not a bad night, but I hope y'all guys had a winning night. So let's get to the board. We got 8 players on the board like always. And I got great news. Before I get into these, I'm an official affiliate of PrizePicks. As you can see down below, now the code says all day, is not some random numbers. So if this is your first time seeing a PrizePicks video, come into strategy and you still haven't deposited money yet, you're trying to learn about it or whatever, use the code all day. It's down there all day. And when you deposit with that code, it'll give you a 100% match up to $100. So if you deposit 100, you get 200. If you deposit 50, you get 50. I mean, if you deposit 50, you have 100. If you deposit 50, you get 50, which equals 100, obviously. If you deposit 20, they give you 20. So make sure you use that code below, all day DFS. Well, it's all day, but for the all day DFS content that I provide. So big shout out to PrizePicks. Thank you. I appreciate y'all guys. So let's get into it. First, we got Paul George on the board versus Indianapolis. They have him at 45.5. Whoa, I don't know what happened here. They have him at 45.5. All right, so they're 23rd ranked overall, 17th ranked versus his position, so it's a pretty decent matchup for him. Last 5 versus Indy, he's gone over twice. Last 5 games overall, he's 3 for 4. He's only played 4 games, he's 3 for 4, so playing pretty good lately. Excuse me. So I have him projected at 42.6. Let me see over here if it says anything about Kawhi. So I guess Kawhi's not playing for sure. Guys, I've been kind of out of it. I haven't been following the injury news. Pretty much been, like I said, I took days off and I try to stay as much as I could away from this. I didn't even follow all these Twitter people. I didn't do nothing. So I'm guessing Kawhi is not, he's injured for some time, I guess, because he's not playing. So they have him at 42.6. Right here, they got him 45.5. I guess without Kawhi, it's still a good, this is still a good, I would go over with him. I would play him on the over. But I think better yet, I would wait till tomorrow and see what other players the Clippers have on the board, and see if they have some kind of low scores where they're gonna, they're gonna benefit obviously off Leonard not playing, like Reggie Jackson. If Reggie Jackson is low, if he's low full game or low points like scoring, that's a definite lock for me. Reggie Jackson when Paul George or Kawhi's out. Reggie Jackson pretty much goes off. He gets a big usage bump. He goes off. There's no Beverly. I know Rondo's been questionable lately. I don't know if he's playing or not. I don't even know if that makes a difference. But I would play Paul George over, but better yet, I would look to see probably Zubac, see what Zubac's at, because everybody's going to get a usage bump, and usually is a pretty good bump without Leonard. So Paul George, I'll play on the over. Next we got Sabonis versus the Clippers. He's projected at 42. This look different. Yeah, so I had it on DraftKings, but I switched it over to FanDuel now, so we're good. So we got Sabonis. So second ranked overall and fifth ranked versus his position. So it's a very tough matchup from the looks of it. What was he at? 42. Yeah. Last 5 versus Clippers, he's gone over twice. Last 5, he's only played 2 out of his last 5, and he's gone over twice. I mean, that number 5 has a lot to do with like Serge and maybe even Leonard. Leonard sometimes probably guards the power forward or whatever. Like, so I think, sometimes we have to know like, who's out and what do those guys mean to the defense, blah blah blah. Because I mean, they have him at 41.5. PrizePicks has him at 42. I'm gonna pick him over all day. You got no Ibaka, no Leonard. I mean, I don't know if Miles Turner's playing. If not, Zubac might be guarding him, which I don't see him really doing too much to stop him. He might get a couple blocks on him because Sabonis can't jump. But I still see Sabonis going over 42. If the game stays close, I like both of these guys for the over. Next, we got Trae Young versus Toronto. So it looks like he's questionable. Young is battling a calf injury, and it's uncertain if he'll play for the Hawks. Guys, and I got something going through my mind. I was going to share it at the end of the video, but I know these videos can get kind of long, and some people don't have time to just sit here 20 minutes to look at my face for 20 minutes. So I just want to tell y'all guys that I've been following that this last week, 2 weeks. I followed a lot of these expert prop bettors. I'm not talking about PrizePick players, not good PrizePick players. I'm talking about expert, prop guys that are, play big time, Las Vegas, blah, blah, blah. And I see their props, and I've been following them to see if they hit. And guys, these guys get these picks wrong too. Like, it's amazing to me because, I'm over here. I don't consider myself any kind of guru, nothing like that. I mean, like I said, I've done well on PrizePicks before this last week, but these guys are supposed to be, the best. So I'm kind of saying this, so don't feel down because when you make picks that you lose, because even the best, I'm talking about these are top notch guys. Like, they have, subscription services. People pay for their picks, their VIP section, blah, blah, blah. And I've been following these picks that they do, and they've been losing. Because I followed them this whole week. I'm not saying that every single line that I did was with theirs, but for the most part, I made sure that I entered, all of their picks into lines, and I lost a lot on their picks. So don't feel bad. I mean, everybody loses. Like I think at the end of the day, very, 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 very few people profit all the time off of this stuff. I mean, or profit in the long run off of this. And I hate to say that. That's just been the reality lately. Like, I think when you profit and you hit something big, if you hit a couple big winners in these PrizePicks, withdraw the money, and then play something low. Withdraw it and don't, use it for something, and then, leave a couple hundred in there, because I see a lot of people losing lately, guys, and I hate to say that. It's just been so bad. It's been so bad. But anyways, I just wanted to let y'all guys know that, because I see a lot of people getting down out there. I got down because I had a bad week. I've seen some people, going to take a couple days break like I did. Is just, sometimes you need a break. I mean, you don't want to get addicted to this, and you don't want to keep depositing and using money that you need for your rent, for your groceries, for whatever it is, for your family, for your kids. Because I'll be damned if I lose all my money and I don't have something to, I don't have money to care for my kids. Like, come on, guys. Just, if you need to take some time off, take some time off. This addiction stuff is serious, and don't worry if you get stuff wrong. I mean, yeah, you got to worry if you lose your money, I guess. But, I mean, if you put money, whatever money you put in there, just make it feel like, that's money that, be okay with losing it. So if you're going to deposit 100, make sure that you're okay. Make sure you got money to pay your bills. Make sure it's okay if you lose it, because, probably 8 times out of 10, you're going to lose it, unfortunately. But anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. So, yeah, we got Young, he's questionable. 18th ranked defense, 19th ranked versus his position. So his last 5 versus Toronto, 49-49. He's gone over 4 out of 5, so he's played them really well. His last 5 games overall, he's only gone over twice. He's at 44. So yeah, I mean the matchup's definitely a good one. I think Kyle Lowry's still out. They have him projected at 42.1. And guys, Draft Dashboard is a great tool. They just, and I never go back and analyze and see if they were right or wrong. But I mean, they're usually always under on everything. So, I mean, it comes down to your gut. It comes down to the matchup because they're usually always under on their projections. Like I say, this is always the one that I use because this time at night, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, a.m. Eastern time. They already have projections for the next day. A lot of sites don't have their projections up yet. But anyways, they like them. They have them 42.1. I like them for the over. If the game stays close, I mean, I think it's a definite over. It's a good matchup for him. Again, if you're scared of these blowouts, like, I mean, almost every game is a blowout now. Like, it's ridiculous. I think, when was it, Saturday or Sunday? I heard a stat. I was looking at ESPN, and all the games, the margin of victory, all the games that day was like 24. That was the most ever in history. It's just been so terrible with blowouts these days, and it's first half. That's why I play first half and second half. I really do, and that's where I hit most of my winners. So next we got Pascal versus Atlanta. So it's 11th ranked overall, 9th ranked versus his position. They have him at 40. Wow, that's kind of low for him. He's been a lot higher than that recently. His last 5 versus Atlanta, he's gone over 3 out of 4. His last 5 overall, he's gone over 2 out of 4. So 40, Draft Dashboard has him projected for 40.7. So again, it's another over. I mean, without Lowry playing, I don't know if Van Vliet is playing. I'm not sure. Let me see if they have any information on him. Yeah, he's not even here. So if Van Vliet and Lowry are not playing, I mean, this is the definite. I like this one right now. I mean, I haven't been liking too much stuff early on the board, but this one's, I really like it if those guys are not playing. Boucher, I mean, he had a huge night one night, and then he was chalked the next time, and he didn't get there. Like, again, it's just so crazy. Next we got Dennis Schroeder versus the Hornets. So they're 24th ranked overall, 13th ranked versus his position. His last 5 versus Charlotte, he's gone over once. His last 5 overall, he's hit it once and gone over once. They have him projected at 28.3. So this is not really a good matchup for him. I don't know if this is based more on LaMelo Ball. I mean, because we know that he spent a majority of the time, playing point guard. I don't know how his defense is. I don't follow him like that. I'm not a big fan of his. Or I don't know if maybe Rozier's good on defense. But they have him at 28.3. So he's, 2 points under. Actually, 6 points under. Wow. For me, it would be a fade. Because with LA, LA got Drummond now, so that takes some usage away. I would either play him on the under or fade it. I won't touch it. Next, we got Terry at 38. So 6th ranked overall, 14th ranked versus his position. His last 5 versus LA has not gone over. His last 5 overall, he's only gone over once. So based on his last 5 versus the team, based on his last 5 overall, I would hit the under. I'm not going to hit over on 38 versus LA. 34.6. Knowing how things have been going, even I've seen LA blow out some teams even without all their superstars. This could be another blowout. Definitely not going to hit the over on Rozier. It's under for me. Next, we got Moses Brown. This guy's been a big killer for a lot of people too because he had a couple big games and everybody was picking him. He was chalk again and he couldn't get the rebounds. He couldn't. I mean, I lost money on him one night. I had him and Joval one night, and that was a big loss for me because I went with him, and so did a lot of other people, and we all lost. It was pretty bad. 3rd ranked overall, 19th ranked versus his position. Oh, this is versus Utah. I didn't even see that. So he hasn't even played Utah. His last 5 games overall, what did he at? 28. It's pretty low. His last 5 overall, he's only gone over once. He's projected for 25.7. There's no way that I can pick him over based on his last 5. He's never faced Utah, so we don't even have an example, any kind of sample size. He's 25.7, almost 3 points, or 2.3 points under, going up against Rudy Gobert. Now, there's like a big like a myth, like, oh, you don't pick centers versus Rudy. I mean, I seen a lot of people pick when I wasn't playing. I chimed in on the chats and stuff. I seen some people pick Holmes to go under versus Gobert. Holmes went over. I mean, 28. I mean, if he gets you, 10 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 10, 12 points, that right there is already, 25, 26 points. I'm not sure. And if he gets a block or two, he goes over. So, would I pick him over? No, I wouldn't pick him over. I would probably pick him under. But if I were to pick him under and put him in the line, I'm not betting big on it because 28 is low for a guy who gets a lot of boards and gets blocks. Like I said, he only has to score 10 to 12 points. He gets 10 to 12 rebounds, a couple blocks. Blocks are worth 3 points. Blocks are steals, and he's there. He's right there. He's over, and it's not a lot of not superstar kind of numbers. But if he gets a double with a couple blocks, you're pretty much dead. So I wouldn't bet big on the under. If I had to pick him, I would bet under, but I wouldn't bet big on it. Next, we got Donovan Mitchell at 48, which just seems so high. I've seen him like at 42, 40, 48 just seems high, but I know he's been killing on the scoring. So it's 28th ranked overall, 21st versus his position. I don't know when every time I come to this screen, I don't know why it makes me sleepy. So his last 5 versus OKC, he's gone over twice. His last 5 games overall, his last 3 games he's gone over. He's 3 for 5. They have him projected at 40.2. See, this is way too high for me. Based on this is probably going to be a big blowout. I mean, again, yeah, you don't want to play blah 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 based on blowouts. You have to start taking blowouts into consideration. You have to. I mean, you have to because almost every game now is a blowout. Every game is almost a blowout. I mean, it's rare when you get a game that's a close one. You have to have 2 good teams, and sometimes you have a bad team versus a good team, and the bad team is blowing out the good team. Like, 48's too high for me. I think I like this pick a lot. I probably would pick him under based on being a blowout. I mean, he might go off for 3 quarters, and then it'd be a 20, 30-point lead, and he might not see the floor again in the 4th. He could probably get 40 fantasy points in 3 quarters and then not hit. Definitely would not pick him on the over. I would not touch him on the over, but I'll pick him on the under. So that's all I have for y'all guys tonight. That's the 8 players. I hope this helps. I hope this is able to contribute to your lines, give you some early looks into the next day. Obviously, tomorrow we'll have a lot more players. We'll have single stats. We'll have a lot more value on the board. But again, this is the first look on the After Dark edition. And like I said, I hope to help. Go ahead and join our Discord. We have the Discord. We're in there sharing picks. It's been pretty active. It's been pretty active. We're in there sharing picks, trying to help each other. So go in there and hit if you're looking for a chat room dedicated strictly to PrizePicks, go ahead and hit the link and join. And we would love to have you in there. Help us out. You could help us out. But anyways, that's all I have for y'all today. Let me know if y'all like anybody. Let me know what y'all are liking. Single stats. When y'all see them tomorrow, you can comment back on this video. Anything that y'all are liking, let me know down below. Let me know if y'all like it. And don't forget, again, all day, if you're looking to join PrizePicks for the first time, use that code, hit the link, and you'll get a 100% match up to $100. So I appreciate y'all guys. Again, I hope y'all guys cashed in, and I'll see y'all guys tomorrow.